Okay. Okay. Is it visible to everyone? Question mark? Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Once you see Ma, from the second unit, we'll discuss that. Okay. Anyone finished modular 1 questions from the question bank? Question bank questions ఏమైనా complete చేశారా? Okay. Let us see the second unit now. Okay. From the critical thinking questions, part A. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for 1, 2, 2, 2 and evaluate 2a power 4 minus 5a cube minus 7a minus 6i. Okay, it's very simple question. It is Cayley-Hamilton theorem for the 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, first we have to verify the given 2 by 2 matrix. After that, evaluate the given polynomial. That's the concept for the first question. Okay, now. Okay, next. Use Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find a cube and a power minus 3. This is also 2 by 2 matrix, that is 2, 4, 1, 1. Okay, for that already we discussed a cube for finding a cube, right? A cube ela find out chestam. How we are finding a cube? From the given characteristic polynomial, by using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we have to replace lambda with a, right? After that, multiply both sides according to the given question. Here a cube means maybe for the 2 by 2 matrix we got second degree polynomial, right? For that, here we have to find a cube means both sides multiply with a. Okay, from that we got a cube. For the same characteristic equation, multiply with a power minus 3. Okay, na? From that we got a power minus 3. After discussion of all questions from the second unit, okay, meeku edaithe raledo, then we will do that questions now. Okay, na? That's the concept for the second question. Adhamaina? Okay, next, third question. Verify that the eigenvalues of and are respectively the squares and reciprocals of the eigenvalues of a square and a inverse if. Okay, reciprocal means what? Reciprocal means similar, that is indirectly, that is we have to find out the given polynomial a inverse. Okay, if you are confusing with the third question, okay, I'll give the answer for the third. Okay, don't worry about that. And once you see the fourth question, if a is equal to 1, 2 minus 3, 0, 3, 2, 0, 0, 2, then find the eigenvalues of 3a cube plus 5a square minus 6a plus 2i. For that, how we are finding the eigenvalues? ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి? Here they are given one 3 by 3 matrix and one polynomial. ఈ polynomial కి we have to find the eigenvalues. Okay, na ela find out chestam? Here from the given matrix, for substitute a cube and a square and a. Okay, from that we got one polynomial. From that polynomial we got one matrix form. Okay, na ఆ matrix కి eigenvalues find out cheyandi. Or else through the statements also we have to find the eigenvalues for the given polynomial. Okay, what is the statement for this? What is the theorem statement? Okay, here the theorem statement is, if the eigenvalue is a, okay, a eigenvalue is lambda in అనుకోండి, then what about the polynomial eigenvalue? That is f of lambda. f of lambda అంటే ఏంటి? a కి వచ్చిన eigenvalues, then we have to find, substitute in the given polynomial. ikkada for example, eigenvalues ikkada 1, 3, 2, just substitute each and every eigenvalue here. We got 3. Okay, now that's the concept for the fourth question. Okay, we'll do this type of questions after the discussion. Okay, now this is the fourth question. And next is the matrix minus 2, 2, minus 3, 2, 1, minus 6, minus 1, minus 2, 0 is diagonalizable or not. How you got the diagonalizable or not means what, mark? Okay, if the eigenvalues are distinct, for that case it is definitely diagonalizable. Or else for the repeated eigenvalues, first find out the repeated eigenvalue eigenvector. Okay, eigenvectors, two independent eigenvectors వస్తే then that is definitely diagonalizable. After that, find out distinct eigenvalue eigenvector. Already we discussed in the classroom that fifth question. Okay, that's the concept for the fifth. And next, sixth one is also same as the diagonalization of a matrix. And here particularly what they are asking, model matrix. Model matrix means what? Eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Find out eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Write it as one matrix form, that is called as model matrix. For that, find out diagonalization. Okay, that's the sixth question. Okay, next seventh question. Show that the matrix 0i I0 is skew Hermitian and hence find eigenvalues and eigenvector. What is that? It is also 2 by 2 matrix. Once you verify is it Hermitian or not. Now, what is the condition for the Hermitian matrix? Anyone tell me the answer for that? Listen, all of you. Hermitian matrix means what? What is the formula for the Hermitian? Is it audible, ma? Hermitian means what? A power theta is equal to what? All are there. A power theta is equal to what? Boys side and girls side all are sleeping simply. Huh? At least write it in the chat box, ma. Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am.
What is skew Hermitian matrix condition? A power theta is equal to A, right? And what about the diagonal elements for the Hermitian, skew Hermitian? I mean, here the question is skew Hermitian. Skew Hermitian means what? A power theta is equal to minus A, right? And what about the diagonal elements for that? Either zeros or purely imaginary. Okay, now. Either zeros are purely imaginary. Okay, first we have to verify is it skew Hermitian or not, and after that find out eigenvalues and eigenvectors for the seventh question. And the next eighth question, verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for A is equal to 1, 4, 2, 3 and evaluate A power 5 minus 4A power 4 minus 7A cube plus 11A square minus A minus 10I. For that, how we are finding it is also there in your notebook. Okay, for the 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, deduce the matrix as in a linear polynomial. Or ఇక్కడ question ఏంటి 2 by 2 matrix verification అడుగుతున్నాడు. After that evaluate the given polynomial. Linear అని అనట్లేదు నాన్న, just evaluate the given polynomial. A ఉంది కాబట్టి definitely we got that from the polynomial we got one matrix. Okay, that is 8th question. Next, 9th question, use Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find A power 8. This is also very simple. If 1, 2, 2 minus 1. Okay, Cayley-Hamilton theorem use చేసి we have to find A power 8 value. అంటే Cayley-Hamilton theorem నుంచి మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది? We got one characteristic equation. From that characteristic equation, multiply both sides according to that. Okay, A square formula వస్తే then you have to multiply both sides with power of 6. Okay, from that we got A power 8. That is 9th question. Okay, and next, is there any disturbance from my side?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Both are
Yes, ma'am.
taking classes at a time here, ma. Okay, just please adjust. Okay, anyway, not that much disturbance. కొంచెం Okay, don't concentrating on that. Online kada at that time అందరు చెప్తుంటే disturbance ఉంది. Okay, next 10th question, is the matrix 2, 3, 4, 0, 2, minus 1, 0, 0, 1 is diagonalizable or not? Same what I discussed in the previous problem, same method for the 10th question also. Okay, that are the critical thinking questions. Anyone completed at least long answer questions or short answer? కంప్లీట్ అయినాయి అమ్మా ఎవరైనా? సంక్రాంతి హాలిడేస్ లో చేయమని చెప్పాను కదా. నో వన్ ఫినిష్, అట్లీస్ట్ ట్రై అయినా చేశారా? ఇంకా సీన్ ఏం లేదు మేడం. డోంట్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ మచ్ మోర్ హార్మ్ ఫ్రమ్ మై సైడ్, ఫ్రమ్ అవర్ సైడ్ అంటారా? ఓకే, Okay, Nana. Okay, at least ఇప్పుడైనా చేయండి. What I discussed now, from that hints follow and complete it all questions from the second unit. Okay, next from the third, long answer questions. These are simple only compared to the critical thinking, but I'll discuss that one also. Once you see the first question from the long answer, diagonalize the matrix. A is equal to 1, 1, 1, 0 to 1, minus 4, 4, 3, and find A power 4. Okay, this type of question is there in your notebook, ma. Okay, first diagonalize cheyala, after that find A power 4. That's the first question. And next, determine the model matrix P for and A and its hence diagonalize. Okay, same as what I discussed in the previous session, same as that. First model matrix style, after that diagonalize it. Next, third question, verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for A is equal to 1, 2 minus 1, 2, 1 minus 2, 2 minus 2, 1, and find A inverse and A power 4. Okay, this is also there in your notebook, same procedure. And next, fourth question, find eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix. It is a simple question, ma. For the 2 by 2 real matrix, easily we can find eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, this is the fourth one. And the fifth question, find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the Hermitian matrix. Hermitian means what's the condition, ma? Hermitian means what? That the diagonal elements are real, right? The diagonal elements are real, and Hermitian matrix formula A power theta is equal to A. Here, once you see the diagonal elements, these two are real numbers, right? Okay, for that, that's why we are given this is the Hermitian matrix. For that, find eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Next, sixth question, verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem to A is equal to 1 to 2 minus 1 and deduce that A power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Okay, na? This is also for 2 by 2 matrix Cayley-Hamilton theorem verification. After that, find A power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Okay, next. Okay, now e type of questions put చేద్దాం after the discussion of the second one. Okay, now next, determine the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix A is equal to 6 minus 2 2 minus 2 3 minus 1 2 minus 1 3. Okay, determine the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, this is very simple question, it is there in your notebook. And next, for the eighth question, find the characteristic polynomial of the matrix for the 3 by 3 matrix, that is verify. Once you see here indirectly given the question, find the characteristic polynomial of the matrix. Characteristic polynomial means what? From the determinant of A minus lambda is equal to 0. For that we got one polynomial. After that verify that and hence find A inverse and A power 4. Okay, that is eighth question. And the ninth question is same as diagonalization. That is diagonalize the matrix and from that find A power 4. That is ninth question. And next, 10th question, show that A is equal to I0 0 0 0 I 0 I 0 is a skew Hermitian matrix and also unitary. Find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix. Okay, already we discussed in last two classes for the complex matrix eigenvalues and eigenvectors. It is also there in your notebook, but only one part is not there in your notebook, ma. For this matrix, once you verify, is it skew Hermitian or unitary? Okay, both the conditions satisfied for the given matrix. Okay, na? That is 10th question. And the 11th question, see all of you, find the characteristic roots of the matrix 1 1 1 all ones and the corresponding characteristic vectors. That means what? Indirectly they are given eigenvalues one more name. What is the eigenvalues one more name? Either characteristic roots or latent roots. Okay, మిమ్మల్ని కన్ఫ్యూజ్ చేయడం కోసమే ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్. Find the characteristic roots means what? That is eigenvalues only. And characteristic vectors means what? That is eigenvectors only. Okay, that's the hint for the 11th question. And the 12th question, show that the matrix A is equal to this 3 by 3 matrix satisfies its characteristic equation and find A inverse. Okay, that means what? show that the matrix satisfies. Again, similar to the previous question. It satisfies its characteristic equation means what, ma? Indirectly it is Cayley-Hamilton theorem statement. Directly given the statement. Okay na? Name ఇవ్వకుండా direct గా statement ఇచ్చాడు. అంటే for this question also we have to verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem. What is the statement of the Cayley-Hamilton? Every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation. Okay. అక్కడ నేమ్ ఇవ్వకుండా directly given the statement for the 12th question, and from that find A inverse. That is the 12th question. And the next 13th question, use Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find 2a power 5 minus 3a power 4 plus a square minus 4i as linear polynomial of a and I, where a is equal to 3, 1, minus 1 and 2. This is also, it is also there in our notebook, Nana. Okay, we have to deduce the given polynomial as a linear equation on the notebook lo direct ga. And the next 14th question, diagonalize the matrix. Okay, 14th question, diagonalization also we know that. And next 15th question, find the eigenvalues and the eigenvectors of the matrix and its inverse. Okay, up to what they are asking in the 5th question only, they are asking particularly eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, and inverse. Ante mana problem ekkada varaku cheyalma, eigenvalues and eigenvectors. After that find model matrix. From that model matrix find P inverse. P inverse. It's enough for the 15th question. Okay, and next 16th question, show that the matrix, okay, it is also 3 by 3 matrix, satisfies its characteristic equation and hence find A inverse. Tell me what is the concept of this? This is also directly given statement of the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Okay, first we have to verify the given matrix is satisfies the characteristic equation, that is Cayley-Hamilton theorem. From that find A inverse. That is the 16th question. Next 17th question, verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem and find the inverse of the matrix. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem and find the inverse of the matrix. This is direct question only, verification of Cayley-Hamilton. And next 18th question, diagonalize the matrix A, that is also 3 by 3 by similarity transformations and hence find A power 4. Okay, first diagonalize చేయండి, from that find out A power 4. నేను ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పానమ్మా, ఇస్తే డయాగ్నలైజేషన్ అయినా లేదన్నా పవర్స్ ఆఫ్ ద మ్యాట్రిక్స్ అయినా సపరేట్ గా ఉంటుందని. బట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద క్వశ్చన్ బ్యాంక్, ఓకే, ఫ్రేమ్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు, ఇక్కడ 2 బిట్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. ఫస్ట్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ద డయాగ్నలైజేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద మ్యాట్రిక్స్ అండ్ ఫైండ్ A power 4. Okay, this is diagonalization lengthy, but if you know the diagonalization means easily we can find out A power 4. Okay, now okay, 5-6 steps A power 4 అయిపోతుంది. Okay, directly find A power 4 and again same procedure, మళ్ళీ diagonalization చేయాలి, powers of 4 చేయాలి, or find A power 4 అంటే కూడా diagonalization చేయాలి and after that find power 4. Okay, that is 18th question. 19th question, show that the matrix 7 2 minus 2 minus 6 minus 1 2 6 2 minus 1 satisfies its characteristic equation and hence find A inverse. Okay, and hence find A inverse. This is also Cayley-Hamilton, right? Cayley-Hamilton theorem satisfy aitunda leda check cheyandi, after that find A inverse. Next 20th question, verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem and find the inverse of the matrix. This is directly what they are asking, verification of the Cayley-Hamilton. Okay, this is long answer questions. Is there any doubt from the long answer questions, ma? Almost all completed in our unit, right? అన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ అన్ని అయిపోయినాయి మనకి, అంతేనా? మాక్సిమం క్వశ్చన్స్ మీరు చేసేయచ్చు. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ long answer questions. And short answer questions compared to that, it's very simple. Once you see all of you, for the first question from the short answer, find the eigenvalues of the matrix. Already we discussed last class for this type of question, direct question. Idena anukunta మనం డిస్కస్ చేసింది 4 1 minus 3i 1 plus 3i 7. Okay, మనం finding eigenvalues and eigenvectors చేసాం, but for the short question what they are asking only eigenvalues. Maybe that eigenvalues are 2 and 9 అనుకుంటా. First question. Okay. Next question. State Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Directly what they are asking, the statement of the Cayley-Hamilton. What is the statement of that? Every square matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation. మరి ఒక్క లైన్ రాస్తే మాకు మార్క్స్ వస్తాయంటే just write it as that statement, after that applications. What are the applications for the Cayley-Hamilton? Okay, powers of a matrix and inverse of a matrix. It is there in your notebook. Okay, that is the second question. Next, third question, find the eigenvalues of the matrix. Okay, already we discussed in last time this one also. And next, define modal and spectral matrices. Now, what is modal matrix? Tell me. Modal matrix means what? Tell me anyone. Tell me anyone modal matrix. What is modal matrix? No one is giving answer.
Matrix of a eigenvectors, ma'am.
Okay. From the eigenvalues, we got some eigenvectors. So write it as one matrix form, that is called as modal matrix. What about the spectral matrix? Spectral means what? Spectral means? Okay, diagonalizable matrix only the spectral matrix, right? Diagonalize అయిన matrix మనకి spectral matrix. Okay, Nama. Next, fifth question చూడండి. If 2, 3, 4 are the eigenvalues of A, then find the eigenvalues of adjoint A. మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం ఇది. ఓకేనా? Same as that. And next, what's the concept of for finding adjoint A? Adjoint A formula ఏంటి for finding eigenvalues? Tell me, Ma. Tell me the formula for the adjoint A. Last 2 classes లోనే కదా మనం డిస్కస్ చేసింది.
Factor.
Det A by lambda, right? Adjoint A eigenvalues formula ఏంటి? Adjoint A by det A by lambda. Okay. Next, sixth question చూడండి. Find the sum of eigenvalues and eigenvectors of eigenvalues. Find the sum of the eigenvalues of the matrix 2 to 1, 1, 3 to 1, 2, 2. How we are finding the sum of the eigenvalues? Here, what are the eigenvalues for this? Sum of the eigenvalues is equal to what, ma?
Sum of the trace.
Trace of A. Okay, na? Meeku aa statement teliste then directly got the values, sum of the eigenvalues, right? That is the sixth question. Sum of the eigenvalues is equal to trace of A. Next, seventh question. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem to the matrix. This is simple for the 2 by 2. Next, eighth question. Show that the vectors x1, x2, x3 are linearly dependent. Okay, ఈ type of questions కూడా మనం చేసాం కదా. What is the concept of the linearly dependent? Det A is equal to 0 or not equal to 0? No, det A is equal to 0 or not equal to 0? Linearly dependent అంటే ఏంటమ్మా?
Not equal to 0.
Det A equal to or not equal to A?
Equal to.
Det A equal to 0 అయితే that is linearly dependent. Okay, next. Ninth question, find the characteristic equation of the matrix. Equation of the matrix and ఏంటి? Det A minus lambda I is equal to 0. Polynomial ఒకటి find out చేస్తే చాలు ninth question కి. Next, 10th question, define linearly dependent and independent matrix. Okay, already we discussed linearly dependent means det A is 0, independent means det A not equal to 0. I gave the general the definitions for the dependent and independent matrices also, vectors. Okay, same here, just write down the definitions. Okay, 11th question, find the eigenvalues of the matrix. Okay, this is also we know that. And the 12th question is also same as linearly dependent and independent. What they are asking in the 12th question, x1, x2, x3 are linearly independent. Independent means that a not equal to 0. Okay, na? Next, 13th question, define characteristic equation of the matrix. Just simply what they are asking for the 13th question, definition of the characteristic equation. Already it is there in your notebook. Okay, next 14th question, define eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix. These definitions also there. And the 15th question, find the characteristic values of the matrix. Characteristic values means what? Eigenvalues only. Okay, characteristic values means eigenvalues. That is 15th question. And the 16th question, find the sum and product of the eigenvalues. Sum and product of the eigenvalues. Once you see what's the concept of the sum of the eigenvalues and product of the eigenvalues. Sum of the eigenvalues is equal to what? Sum of the eigenvalues is equal to what?
Trace of a matrix.
Sum of the eigenvalues is equal to trace of A. And product of the eigenvalues is equal to
Rate of A.
that of A.
Rate of A.
Correct. Okay. From that we got two values from the 16th question. And the next 17th question, find the eigenvalues of the matrix. That is simple. And again 18th question is also same as previous one. Is it linearly independent or dependent? Here we have to show it is linearly independent. Linearly independent means that is that A is not equal to 0. Okay. Next again 19th question, find the sum and product of the eigenvalues. This is also similar to 16th question. Okay. And next last question, 20th question, find the characteristic roots of the matrix. Characteristic root means what? Characteristic root means that is simply eigenvalues only. Okay, na? These are the questions from the second unit. Okay, మీకు ఒక idea వచ్చి ఉంటుంది questions మీద. Then find out each and every question from the question bank. Okay, ఇప్పుడు మనం రాని questions చేద్దాం. Now try to solve the 6th question. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for 1 to 2 minus 1 and deduce that a power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Note down all of you 6th question from the long answer. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem to a is equal to 1 to 2 minus 1 and deduce that a power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Ma copied all 6th question. 6th question. If it is finished, I'll stop this share and I'll take the whiteboard, ma. All are copied. 6th question. Huh? 1 to 2 minus 1 and I find reduce that a power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Okay. I'll take the board, ma. Tell me the matrix for that. Verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem for the 1 to 2 minus 1.
Yes.
Yes. For that, deduce a power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Okay. This is a matrix. Okay. If you know the procedure, just continue the verification for this mark. Okay, no need to wait.
Evening was.
Okay, from that characteristic equation is that k minus lambda I is equal to 0. That is 1 minus lambda 2 minus 1 minus lambda is equal to 0. From that 1 minus lambda minus 1 minus lambda minus 4 is equal to 0. That is, tell me the polynomial for this. Sorry, this is wrong. I'll take minus common from the second element, which is in the form of 1 minus lambda into 1 plus lambda, that is a square minus b square form. Minus 4 is equal to 0. From that, minus 1 plus lambda. Okay, the characteristic polynomial from the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, what it satisfies its own characteristic equation. Write down the statement here. Cayley-Hamilton theorem states that it satisfies its own characteristic equation. That is,
So classification of polymers, there are polymers are classified into natural polymers, synthetic polymers, and semi-synthetic polymers. Natural polymers, synthetic polymers, semi-synthetic polymers. So natural polymers, like example, non-organic polymers.
every square matrix
Organic polymers
satisfies
like cotton, wool, silk, cotton, wool, there are polymers, organic polymers, natural polymers.
its
Synthetic polymers.
own characteristic equation. Okay, from that, how I'll write that equation from a square minus pi into I is equal to 0. From that, a square is equal to 5i, right? From that, okay, what we have to find, deduce that a power 8 is equal to 625 I. Now, what they are asking in the question, verification also they are asking. Verification also asking, ma. Verification అడిగారా మా క్వశ్చన్ లో? Okay, verification also then continue, or else I'll explain a power 8 only. From that, both sides take the power of 4. That is 5 into I power 4. That is a power 8 is equal to 625 into I. Okay, this is the answer for the question. Note down. If you have any doubts, just note down. Note down all. I'll take the attendance. Okay, give your attendance D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. My D6 absent, D6, D6, D7, D8, D9, E0, E1, whatever E2, E3, E4, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, E7, E8, E9, E9 ma, present. Okay, next F0, F1, F1 ma, F1, F2, F3, and F4, F4, F5 present, F6, F6, F7, F8, F9, G0, G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G6, G7, G8, G9, H0, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H5 ma, H6, H7, H8, H9, H9, J0, J1, next J2, J2, J2 present or absent? Here in participant list, no. Next J3, J3, next J4, J4, next J5, J6, J7, J8, J9. What about K0? K0, next K1, K2, K3, K4, K5. Now who is Ramu ma? Just rename with your rule number. Ramu.
Madam, H3.
Huh? Your rule
H3,
number?
ma'am. H3.
H3 present only. Okay. Okay, once I'll get absentees list D6, E2, E3, E4, F1, F4, F6, H5, H9, J2, J4, K0. J2, J4, K0. These are the absentees today. Okay. Okay, ma. All are copied this? Copied all for this question? Answer. I'll take
Yes,
one
ma'am.
more question, ma. Finished? I'll take one more question from the question bank.
Polymerization. The process by which simple molecules are converted into polymers. Simple molecules are converted into
Sixth question over.
large molecules. Simple molecules are converted into
Try to solve the fourth question, ma. Note down all of you. Find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix. Okay, it is real matrix for 2 by 2. Okay, try and equation. 2 by 2 మన real matrix చేయలేదు కదా class లో complex చేసాం నిన్నటి వరకు. Then note down and continue that. Don't make noise. Copied all. Fourth question from this long answer. Just try to solve that now.